Are you ready for deeper meaning and bigger dreams in your life? Do you believe it can happen? Amy and LoriAnn are here to clear the confusion and help you live life full out, guided by your inner wisdom to create, amplify, and align you with your highest self. Are you ready to attract a divinely blessed life? This is Living in the Faith Frequency.
Hey, LoriAnn and Amy here, and we are exploring the word love today and the depths and the meaning of the word love. And I just keep saying to Amy, let's record this. Like, we have so many amazing conversations. And yes, today I'm still in my beautiful surroundings of my little farmhouse that I'm in the middle of nowhere in the Dominican Republic. We've been without power for about 17 hours now, and it just came back on. And we've got some solar power now, so we're able to do this podcast. And isn't God good? Like, when you need to get some things done and you just set that intention, it happens. So I wanted to really dive in what Amy and I have talked about just briefly this morning, and that is the depths of love that we experience with people, and mostly with our partner. And Amy has been able to experience just a lot of different things on this journey that she has been on. And with me, we're in different places, totally different places, because I've been married for 43 years with the same man. And I've only ever had intimate relationships with that one man. And so we have a total different perspective of what this love scale looks like and how we share that with our partners. So, Amy, you had some amazing thoughts today. Do you want to share what you've been exploring and experiencing?
Oh goodness, where do I start? Because it's beyond love. I would also say it's love and passion. And
Yes.
I have an
Talk about
emotional,
the emotional scale. Like,
yeah,
let's set this up so that our listeners really understand where we're coming from on the emotional scale.
yeah. So I have an emotional guidance skill that was inspired by Abraham Hicks. I've had it for years. I've used it with my clients, and it's been a powerful tool to help you understand where your emotions are, how to manage them, and how to find that elevated frequency. And so imagine an emotional guidance scale where you're able to, like, oh, I'm feeling anger. Anger is at the bottom, but it's at the top of the red scale. So when you're feeling helpless, that's a lower frequency than anger, which was a very surprising thing for me when I saw that, because anger means I care, and helpless is I don't have any power. And so as you start understanding your emotional state, your energy state, and you understand how to elevate yourself through the thoughts that we have and our perspective of life, like we always have a perspective, and we always have a thought, and we're always on a frequency, and we're always attracting to us whatever frequency we're on. And when we start understanding how things work, so on this emotional guidance scale, imagine at the very top, the best feelings that you can have. Number 2 is passion. And passion isn't necessarily about sex and passion. Passion is about desiring something and having hardly any resistance to it. And so that's why when you have intimate moments with your partner, your mind is not elsewhere, or it shouldn't be. Your mind is fully engaged and expressing love and connection with your person, and that's passion. And there's a desire, and both when that's aligned, then it feels amazing. Above passion is love, and love is the same frequency as freedom and joy and clarity and empowerment. And so I, John and I had an amazing relationship, married 17 years, so loving. Um, and now I'm dating somebody else, and it's a different kind of relationship, and there's different things that this relationship has that I didn't always experience in my other relationship. But even though this one was so wonderful, this other one I'm finding has some wonderful things too that are like new to me.
Mhm.
And when we don't make our past wrong, and we don't tell stories that we've done something wrong or they've done something wrong, when we pull the good out of all of our experiences, we don't feel guilt, which guilt, by the way, is second from the bottom, lowest frequency you can operate in. And when we feel guilty or insecure or not enough, um, and I also just want to throw in one more thing about insecurity. I had this conversation with my boyfriend. We were talking about sin. And when I was a Sunday school teacher years ago, I was very interested in understanding what sin really meant. And I looked it up, and it said sin is an inequity, meaning you don't feel like you're enough. You've temporarily forgotten who you are and what you're made of.
Mm.
And so sin is a perspective that you have of yourself when you don't feel like you are fully um, whole and worthy. And I found that so interesting. And I realized back then that how I thought about myself was whether I was feeling sin not enough or feeling loved, worthy, and ready to receive my heart's desires. And so I noticed it back then, but there was so much momentum behind me and negative self-talk that it's taken years, and I still have to work on it. It's just like fueling your body every day with food. You have to fuel your mind with thoughts of self-worth and love. So
Right.
anyway, the conversation was about what love really is. And so sometimes um, I think that love is something that you have to. What did you say earlier? Love
It's
is
a
an action.
it's an action. It's a
Mhm.
verb. We got to put work. We got to put work into our relationships. I was just saying, with being married 43 years, you fall in and out of love so easily because of kids, because of finances, because of all kinds of things that you are all going through different hormone levels, like through all these years. There is so much that happens. And so I have had to make it a priority to fall in love over and over and over again with Ray, just because that I know there have been times both of us could have given up on each other. So many times we could have given up on each other and thought the grass looked greener somewhere else. And the more we work at it, like intentionally set that desire to really be passionate with each other and to find ways and, different ways to do things, it's like your bodies get to feel these sensations that you've never felt before. And it is with sex, it is with kissing, it is with, just being with each other in the same room, the way you talk with each other and the things that you say and the teasing and and being able to fight healthily, like really being able to have disagreements and work through them. And one of our sayings now is it time to kiss and make up yet? So breaks the tension, when we're just all in fighting. And it's like, wait a minute. This feels yucky. I don't want to feel this way. Can we just kiss and make up? Can we reset?
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And I think one of the reasons I've had such a great relationship with John is I received that blameless message after my divorce, or actually going through the divorce, and letting go of blaming another person for how I felt and taking
Mm-hmm.
full responsibility of my emotions. And then John came into my life, and we really lived a blameless marriage
Mm-hmm.
where we weren't holding each other responsible for how we feel. We took responsibility. And what I'm loving about my new relationship is we definitely have that. There is zero blame. He takes full responsibility for how he feels, and I take full responsibility about how I feel. But we also have such a desire to experience joy and pleasure and um, intention and excitement and exploration. Just when you meet somebody new, you're getting to know them. But then what I'm realizing as I've having a brand new relationship after 17 years of the same person and this beautiful, kind, loving energy, and my partner now is more free spirited and adventurous, and uh, says shocking things and makes me laugh, and it's just a different personality. And I so loved what I had with John, and I'm loving what I have with him because it's so different. And but more than anything, I'm getting to know myself on a whole nother level. And I just think that that is what we're here for in relationships, friendships, partnerships, whatever, um, romantic or not. I'm such a relationship person, and I believe we're here to help each other discover more about ourselves and what makes us feel alive, and how we view our past and how we view our present and how we view our future and draw into our future what we want. I think all of that matters, but I'm realizing that the love that I want to feel is I stir it up in myself, and I just share my most authentic self, and it comes out. And
Yeah.
one of the things when I was with John, I really loved how I felt in his presence because I was able to be fully me. And I'm
Mm.
finding in this relationship, I really love how I feel in his presence, and I'm able to be fully me, but it's a whole different kind of relationship. I didn't want to like try to repeat what John and I had. I
Right.
wanted just to be, who I am. And I'm still exploring and uncovering and healing. I mean, I have things from my past that I just shut a box on and put it in a box and said, I that's the past. I don't need to deal with it. And what I'm finding is that the more free that I am, and the more I let go of shame or embarrassment or guilt or anything that I put upon myself or I let others put upon myself, the feeling of freedom, that's the highest frequency you can operate in.
Mhm.
And it feels really amazing to let love flow through your veins, not because they're this perfect person, but because you're in alignment and you like who you are, and you like who they are. And when they're not in alignment, you don't make them wrong, and you don't make yourself wrong. You just maintain your alignment or find your alignment, and then you see if you can communicate and find your way through it. And I think that's the fun of relationships. I really enjoy Abraham Hicks. I've studied their work for 17, 18 years. And when I would go to their workshops, they would say almost every single time, "Are you enjoying the contrast?" And I thought, no, I'm not enjoying the contrast of life. And now I've experienced major contrasts when John, found out he had brain cancer, and his transition and living my life in a whole new way. It was a major contrast, but I felt so many emotions and so much richness and so many connections with other people and love and support and connecting with him on the other side. I mean, I've just, I've experienced so much from the contrast of life. And I've learned that as I don't fear the contrast, but embrace it, it allows me to have faith that something, I'm going to grow, I'm going to become stronger, better. Like I can find my way. And I think that's what living in the faith frequency is learning to trust yourself, to find your way through the contrast, but the contrasts are there to move and shake things up and to make things better. Um, but it doesn't always feel that way if we have reactions to it. And just like love and passion, we have to stir that energy up within us and be curious about how we can show up in that frequency and how we create the fun. And after being, I'm so inspired by, how long you and Ray have been together, 40 some years, and the intimacy and the passion and the exploration. It's so exciting. I was remembering when I started on my spiritual journey. In the beginning, I felt like I was trying to attain something. Like there's
Mhm.
just this place that I get to attain a feeling of self-worth that will never go away. And then as time went on, I thought, oh, there is no final destination because we are just energy in motion.
Yeah.
And every day we've got to find our energy, our alignment. What do we want to create our day to be and feel like? And we start realizing we are the creators of our reality from our energy state, from our what we play in our mind. And to know that to create passion and love, we create that inside of us because we want it, and not because we need it. And I think there's a big difference in needing and wanting something. And
Mhm.
so um, that's kind of where I'm at in on my journey of exploration of love, not needing it, but wanting it, passion, inside job. And then as I express that out, like it's reciprocated, like we attract it in. So yeah. And I
I
love that,
that
you and Ray.
that is so like some people might not even understand where to start. So I love where you started with this was you asked a question. And that question was, can you kiss me like you love me? Can you kiss me like you want to have sex? Can you kiss me? Like asking those questions and then like exploring, what does that look like? How much fun can we have with this relationship with each other? So I think that is a really good place for us to start, you know, today, like today. And your partner might not respond, so the way you want, have zero expectations, but do it from your perspective. Say, you know, can we kiss like we are totally in love? Can we kiss like we're 17 again? What would it look like if we, did this way? I think when we start playing with that, just that, what love really is, or, just make it playful.
Yeah. And giving
Yeah.
yourself permission to not judge anything that comes,
Yeah.
and to be playful and lighthearted and have fun with it. I think, that's what you and Ray have been able to do is keep this lighthearted, playful energy and curiosity. And when you realize that it never ends, it's an energy that you can bring forth every day. Um, and if that matters to you, a lot of times we put energy into career, business, kids, family, volunteer, all the stuff, like how do you keep that alive? When you really think about what's important to you. And I'm such a relationship person, and relationships are really, really important to me. So I put energy into them.
Yeah.
because I like that connection. I like exploring life with my friends and my family and feeling connected and feeling that love and joy. That's, and then especially, when you go through something, you realize how short life is. And you
Right.
never know when the physical person is not going to be with you the next day. And
Exactly.
how can you live each day at your greatest love? Like, how can you be your best version and love and have passion for your life and share that with the people that are around you?
And I have to say, because some people have already fallen out of love and they're just being roommates with each other. And some people listening to this, they can't even imagine that love that we're expressing or that we're even talking about. And I remember somebody saying to me, um, pray to love that person as much as God loves that person. Like, start with yourself. Like, you have to be totally loving to yourself and kind to yourself and no expectations. And I had a friend, it was really, really, really hard. She said to me, would you want to be married to yourself? With as whiny and sick as you are right now, would you want to be married to you? Like, maybe there isn't that spark in your relationship because you're having a pity party all the time for yourself. It was hard. I gave her permission to speak to me that way because I could not figure out why I was so sad and so living in the past. I didn't realize because nobody had told me. I hadn't been taught about manifesting and creating your ideal life and all of those things that come so naturally now to me. I didn't have that. So there might be some people listening right now that are just like, "Oh man, you guys are talking way out there." It starts, I promise, with just having a hard conversation with yourself. Would you want to be married to you? And what would it look like? Some small little 1%, like, please don't try and think that you're not worthy, or like Amy has said over and over and over, you don't blame yourself. Just start right now today with one simple little thing that you are just so loving and kind to yourself, and that you do some loving act for your partner, whatever that looks like. My husband is acts of service. If I just hand him a glass of water, I had no idea. Just handing him a glass of water or sitting a plate down for him at dinner, that was such a love language for him. I had no idea. Making the bed, before he made the bed, because he will get up and make the bed really quick. So any of those little things are like such an amazing, loving act for him. And sometimes we don't do those loving acts just because we're like, oh, we just want to push that button a little bit, or especially if you've been in a longer relationship. So I think today, just to start off with a fresh start, is be kind to yourself with no judgment, like Blameless. Get Amy's Blameless book and read it. It would be like the very best thing that you could do today. And be kind to yourself and do those little acts of service for people. And if you can't really do the act of service or the love language or create whatever it is, see it in your mind. Have it in your mind how you would want to show up for that person.
You feel that within yourself, you are going to attract and pull out the best. And as we do this work and kind with ourselves and intentional and give attention to the things that we want, even though we don't have it in our life, know that's what having faith is. It's believing in something before you see it. So act as if, feel as if, and when you have that connection, and you appreciate the journey you've been on, and know that you can create what you want. That is living in the faith frequency. So, well, my mower guy showed up. I hope it hasn't been too noisy as he's going right by my window. So it's a good time to wrap up. But I love the conversation on love and passion, and it's inspiring to see 40 some years of love and passion continuing to grow. It's not always that way, but you have cultivated that in your marriage. And I'm in a whole different place. Been married before, and new relationship, and it's life is fun. It doesn't matter where you're at in your life. It's about being tuned in and turned on to your life. And so we will continue these conversations. So stay tuned, subscribe, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Living in the Faith Frequency. Keep shining, keep aligning, and keep trusting your inner guidance as you live your life full out. We are here to guide you as you step confidently into your faith journey. Be sure to subscribe and stay connected. Check out the show notes and let us know what topics would you like to hear next. On behalf of Amy and LoriAnn, we want you to keep talking, keep dreaming, and keep feeling blessed.